Welcome Soul family. I've got a few messages today. One is about not giving up hope. I was shown that this weekend is about us reflecting on the old self that's helped us get to this point, the growth that we've had through the battles that we've endured, through the ones who we thought was the ones that was going to be there for us. This is about you knowing that everything that you went through was to get you to where you are today. You're having a massive breakthrough. You know that there is something, you feel there's a change. You don't quite know what that is yet, but that will be revealed. You're having a rebirth. You've had so many things come up recently over the last few months, but this is a new cycle that you're coming into now. This is now, like I say, your rebirth. You're going to be shown why you came on this journey. This is for the one who has the eyes to see and the ears to hear. You are recognising now that everything that was meant to happen happened in the way that it did for a reason. You are now in a new season. You're coming into a new season. At one point, all this that's going on would have destroyed you, but you've started to see that you've come to a place now that everything is starting to fall into place. Spirit's been showing me that, you went through being condemned, you went through trying to prove yourself to others, to fit in, to always wanting to be there to help others. That's just because you're such a beautiful soul and you have such a high calling. And that was a really good thing. And they want to remind you that everything that you have done, they've been there with you in the moments when you have been in despair. And at times you'll have found that you just came out of the despair and not knowing how you got through certain things. But that's because you had your guides. God sent the ones that you needed, whether that be through songs, certain things that you heard, whatever that means to you. You know that sometimes you're like, how did I even get through that? You always have had everyone around you cheering you on. Your ancestors are there all the time. They're all trying to clear the road for you. But they were saying there were certain paths that you had to go through for you to recognise that they're there, for you to call. There's been moments where you've gone to your knees and this, to me, this comes, what I kept getting shown is the Passion of Christ, the film The Passion of Christ. And I think I've mentioned this before at some point, but this come through really strong with me this weekend. I did a lot of reflecting yesterday. Now, when I watched The Passion of Christ, I remember I was in bits. I was literally heartbroken. And what Jesus went through in that time was truly awful. And all he wanted to do was to help people, to guide people, to show people that there's a new way. And this is what you've been doing. I was shown that, you know, where the ones who are in this timeline right now, you have also gone through very similar, because this is why I was showing this, that there's a lot of you that have gone, the ones who are going to resonate with this will understand that you have gone through times when it's been the ones that have been the closest to you, and even people that you didn't even know that joined in. You went through a time that you hid yourself away, but this is time where you come out now and you speak your truth. You are going to go through times that people are not going to understand you, and you're going to feel that maybe you shouldn't have been speaking, or that you shouldn't speak. Now, like I said to you, the closest people to you are the ones that have really hurt you. The message I keep getting shown is we are all God's children. We are all one. We are to come together to help guide one another, to help show each other that there's a way and that we're not alone. And we're going to know who the true ones are. There's times where now we've built this discernment where we can see who the ones are that we are meant to be sharing our truth with. You have built up such a strong discernment, which is why you've gone through so many battles, is because we didn't know who to speak to. We just wanted to share the knowledge with everyone that we've learned, that we've been shown. Now I'm being shown that we now know, and we sense straight away who are the ones that we should be sharing the knowledge with. Because there's like a lot where there's a lot of people that don't see what's actually going on, you know, even though it's clear, but it's only clear to the ones who have their eyes to see and the ears to hear, and that is not everyone. The ones who don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, we need to send love to. We're also here to be love. First, it had to start with self, and this is why you have been building your strength so far to love all. You have come to a place now where you can send love to others, and it's not offensive anymore when others don't want to hear, because you can just send them love anyway. But now we have isolated ourselves for so long that it's been quite scary to come out again, to speak our truth, because like I say, when it's been the ones that have been the closest to us that have hurt us, it made us hide away. But in that time that you have been hiding away, you have learned new skills. You've learned about yourself. You've learned about God's word. You have an inner standing now of what all the words mean. You now can see and hear spirit. You are coming to that place now where you are hearing the truth. You can recognise when you hear something now. You just know you have an inner standing now. You can tell when stories aren't real. You can tell when people are lying. You can tell who's a good person. You have that inner standing now. You can also see what's going on around you where others can't. But that's the gift that you've been given. Everybody has their own unique gifts and reasons of why they're here. But to the ones who are hearing this, understand that, understand that, you will find the ones, or they will find you, that are ready to know, that are ready to become the grid that we need to raise the frequency on our planet, on our earth. We're here to help guide each other now in this time. And what an amazing time this is. You have come so far. There is so much gratitude now that we can hold through our journey, through what we've experienced, because now we're coming out of the hurt, we're coming out of the betrayals, we're coming out of what felt like this would never end. But this is the time now where we're all coming together now, we're all coming, and we want to find our people. This is now where we come out, and it's okay to come out now, because even though there's many that don't understand, there is so many more that do. This is about you not hiding yourself away now and discovering what gifts that you picked up along the way of these times. This is for you to get excited now. This is for you to dream. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What adventures? How do you want to speak? How do you want to dance? You may be just sitting out in the garden and listening to the beautifulness outside. I was shown this morning that you are now on that point where you see the balance in both. You are now really on this inner standing. You are learning to ground yourself now. You are becoming grounded. You now trust your intuition. You trust everything now. You have been shown so much that now you trust everything. There is no room for doubt now. You now know who you are. This is where you truly love yourself through everything that you've gone through, because you're absolutely amazing. Your light is so bright. Your heart has kept you whole. You now feel within yourself the connection. You are connected to all. You also, because you have healed yourself, you are now becoming a healer. And it's not about the showing me that many of us are still healing. So because we're still healing, we believe that we don't have it within us to then be able to heal others. But this is what Spirit's showing me, that you have everything within yourself now, from what you know, from what you've received, that you're always going to be healing, because there's always more levels to all of this. But at the stage that you are now, you're at the perfect stage to be able to help others, to guide others, to lead others. You are a leader of this world, in whatever sense that means to you. You're a guide. You are connecting with your guides, your ancestors, all your loved ones. They're all rooting for you. You have grown so much, just so much, and this was a massive message I was getting this morning, to know that it's okay now, that, but there is always going to be times where people are going to not understand your journey, to maybe not listen to things that you have to say, but now you do have that inner standing now where that's okay, and you're not going to be feeling hurt by the ones. You can now send healing to those. You can send love. You can send light. You can be the balancer for the ones who need the light. It's time to speak your truth. It's time to love yourself unconditionally. We are one with God. We was made within God's image. All is so exciting now that we're in this time. This was always going to be this time. Everybody is perfectly on time. There is nobody that's not on time. You awoken when you was always going to be awoken. There is no, if I don't do this week, then I'm going to be behind. There is none of that. Each and every single one of you is going to come into their own when it's time. Time is an illusion here, I'm sure. That time is whatever you believe time is. But you are perfectly on time. This is all unfolding as it always was going to unfold. You came here for a purpose. You came here for a reason. Each season has been for a reason. It's either a lesson or a blessing. But you are perfectly on time, whenever your time is to you. So focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. See, this was one of the biggest messages that I received this morning. Like I said, there is a lot that we can't control, but what we can't control, we can send love to. What we can control, we can send love to. You're the bridge between the worlds, between the realms, between the timelines. You're the one that's holding the frequency for others. And others will see. The ones who are meant to see will see. There was always a time where it was always going to be dark. There was always going to be dark times, but those dark times is what's shown us just how beautifully bright that the light is. God always knew that we were always going to come to this time. This was always going to be divinely timed. We are divinely guided. And again, like I said, there is no wrong or right time. It's perfect divine time. Where do they want me to go? Because there is a lot that's wanting to come out. I'll get a few from here. Okay, these ones. This is about you now, coming into your own, understanding your journey. What parts of what situations now can we see where we've grown? Can we see what now that is needing to be released with love? because each situation was always destined by you, by God. God always knew that you was going to overcome everything that you ever faced because you are a true, strong leader. You was always going to find this path. Keepers of earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. They are seriously with you at all times. You are the keeper of the earth. You are the one that come here to shine your light, to guide others. And again, like I said, the ones who are not meant to see your light are not meant to see your light, but they are the ones that have kept you grounded. They are the ones that have shown you a better way. The ones that have shown you who, because each person that we meet is a mirror, a potential version of ourselves. And this is why you came across certain energies, certain situations, to show you who to, well, to show you who not to become. It was always destined that way. Okay, they want me to read that. So, number 36. So 36 could have been the time where you started to see things for what they was. 36 is a very significant number. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you and your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. So it says, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. Include any other specific requests here. Then say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is what they're wanting you to write down, feel, and truly ask now what it is that you feel that you need to call in. So I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and work, and I call it in now. Like I say, include any other specific requests here. Then say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. Then your support and what it is that you need, you will find that it will start to come in. Already I'm getting shown that already you've been getting gifted. You know, you are being supported, and you're starting to see that now. You're starting to feel the love coming in. You're starting to feel that everything's falling into place. But you've had, like I say, you've had times where it's been very trialing at the moment, but they're saying that this is for you to have seen that you can lovingly release that and send love to them. In whatever that situation is, there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming in that you are going to really know that it was God sent. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. You are now coming into your soul self. This is you now knowing that, you know, This is ending, like I said, that was ending of cycles. 36 are showing me 9. You know, you come to a point now where everything is completing. This is number 31, which adds to a 4. You are the master builder now of your own reality. What is it that you now want to bring in? Where is it that you can see yourself being? What help do you need to come in to help you progress on your journey? Who, what and where? You know, what would the situation be for you to get to where you need to be? That is going to be coming in for you now. Help is being sent. They've always been with you, but now you know how to connect now. Now you're being shown things, you know. When I woke this morning, I had my perfect vision on my left side, but my right side was all, you know, like when you, I can't explain it, but it was all like blurry. It was all like as if I couldn't see properly anyway. It was all, and this is why I was shown this morning. We're all going through a point now where we're starting to see that we are the bridge between. We are the ones that are here to now help guide others to be where they need to be. That we're all not alone and that we are here together. So, you are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself of being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following work your light activation. So this is the next one. You can write this down and then speak this daily. So this is, I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe using me in a way that delights my mind, body and spirit. So I'll repeat that one. I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe using me in a way that delights my mind, body and spirit. Because this is you coming into your massive awakening, and you have been feeling this. This is about you now having and knowing that, you know, you have got everything behind you that you need, whereas one time before you felt alone, but you've never been alone. You had to go through all these times for you to truly know, to be shown. In each situation that you've ever gone through, this has been to show and guide you to know how truly strong that you are, because you have something here now that you're needing to birth. And if you know, years ago you would have never been able to do this, and this is the reason why you had to go through all these changes. This is the reason, you know, that healing has been happening, that you have been going through all these times now where you know that you are healed on such a huge level, because certain situations, certain conversations would have broken you a while back, but now you're starting to see that it's okay to be truly beautifully who you are. You have learned your strength, your wisdom. You now learn to guide yourself, and you're going to be guiding others. Your light has just come on. Your light's been there the whole time, but we have to go through the darkness to truly see the light. So say yes, expand through the extremes, trust the life that you've been given. Potential promise, it's about to happen, keep going. This is your massive awakening. This is you now opening yourself up, seeing your true beauty. You're being open. You are now truly beautifully where you're meant to be. This was always going to be your time. You are now seeing the reflection of who you are. You are now seeing how truly beautiful that you are, and now it's ready to open up and not hide away anymore. This is about you truly beautifully growing in such a way that no matter what gets thrown at you, if any, anything that comes about now, you know how to transmute that energy. You know how to send love to that energy. You can feel now that it's okay to allow others to be who they're meant to be, but send healing anyway, because you are a massive healer. You came to transmute this energy. Like I say, whether this is you speaking your truth, writing your truth, truly being who you know that you are. And if at the moment you're not sure where you're meant to be, it is going to be shown. One hand on heart, one hand on your belly, and truly feel, connect with God, connect with your ancestors, connect with your angels, ask them to come in and guide you in such a way that you know who you truly are, what you're meant to be doing. But Spirit's saying that is going to give you the courage, the strength, the love, the guidance, because you are going to come into your gift as it's meant to be coming in. And once you understand who you truly are, there's so much more awaiting. There is so much more awaiting for you to be knowing about self. This is about you now truly understanding the beauty of yourself. This is about you now really truly capturing who you are, because justice is coming in. Everything that you have given out there and never received, what you did receive, but we just didn't see at the time, was the strength, and we was being guided all along, which is why we got through all these times that was meant to have broken us. We truly have been guided, and if you've noticed, the ones that was there to destroy you have been slipping away. It's like one thing that you was probably the most terrified about before was being out in public around these people, fear of bumping into people, having to speak to people because nobody was on your level of understanding, of inner standing. That was one of the reasons that also you hid away, but this is now where justice comes in. The ones who didn't have belief in you will be shown that you was truly guided all along, that now everything, because at one point, we truly believed that, all the ones that was doing wrong in life, what we believe, or what I believed, was that all the ones that really was doing truly despair to the world, to people, they was the ones that was in their timeline of having everything, where this is where Spirit said material was never a form of what we had to be humbled. We was being humbled. We asked for that before we came. We needed to know what it was truly like on every level to be able to guide others. The experiences that we have gone through, now we can now share with others, and people are going to start to see now that what you went through, and you've come out truly beautiful, that anybody can get through anything. You are now the light that's going to be shining so bright that others are going to be inspired and know that truly everything that is being sent to you was God sent. It was all given by God, because otherwise there would have been no other way. This had to have been heaven sent. Okay. So they want me to read these ones. So we've got temptation. So I do apologise. So the material world is my playground, but I need to be careful not to be attached to outcomes. This is a warning to me to watch for excess and to know what's not healthy for me. When this card shows up, it's a sign that I am focused on the material realm and need to be aware of my excess or addictive behaviour, my own or that of others. See, I believe this is more of others, because I believe that you've come out of cycles of addictions. You know, you truly have released so much that now you can be the one that can call in all of this now to help others get beyond their journey. This is about that when this does come in, that you are mindful to not go back to old self, because this was the reason that we were shown to be humble when it came to money. When we're calling in the money, what's coming is going to be to help others, not to go back to old self, maybe addictions, patterns. You know, when this money does come in, you're not going to be attached to the money either. You're also going to use that money to help others. There's so many people in this world that needs help right now, and you know, I found that the ones who need the help the most become the most beautiful people. You know, I speak to many homeless people, and one thing that I've realised is that they all go to God, and God gives them everything that they've ever needed. That when they truly, you know, trust and believe and give to God, that God gives back to them in abundance. And to them, to the ones I've spoken to personally, they believe that they have literally everything because it is all God sent. This is about you now, knowing what's healthy for you, knowing who's healthy for you. You know, addictions can also be going back to same people, wanting to keep helping the same people, but each time that you've tried to help these people, they have destroyed you. This could be about food, this could be about, you know, anything, but this is being released now. What do you want to call in? You know, what is it that you feel can truly make yourself really release everything that has been holding you back? Once you understand and understand what that is, you will get guided with that, you will get help with that. That's the reason that they want you to write down a new way of being. What is your new way of being? It can be anything that you've struggled with. What would you see yourself now in your new way of being? So we've got Page of Fire. Enthusiastic, action, adventurous, venturing forth, beginning a project, acting on a new idea. I am free to venture forth, for co-creating a life true to my desire is my right. I am finding my purpose as I take the first step in something new. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. So what is it that you dream about? What is it that truly sparks your soul? What is it that you have always thought, you know, this is where I could see myself. This is where, you know, what is that for you? Because we all have different reasons. There's so many things that we all have in a different way. You know, like I say, you've got 2 4s here, 31 and 22. You also have 2 6s. This is about love, family love. The 4 is about being the builder, being the master builder. What is it that you want to create with self right now? 9 is the fact that you are ending the cycles of the old self. You are the keeper of the earth. You're going through an awakening. Your flower, your petals are starting to open now. You're starting to see the true light. This is your time now to open yourself up and say yes. What does that mean to you? Where can you see yourself? Where can you give love to self or to others? You are the bright light now. What you feel you're going to be bringing in is going to be coming in abundance. And I wish you all the love in the world. And I'm truly grateful for all of you. If you've got this far, I'd love you to leave a heart for you to receive this message, for this to align with you, for this to truly, for you to call this in. I am so grateful. Thank you. Bye bye.